A war that many say should never have happened. Watch the burial take place. There was gallantry on both sides. There was honor on both sides.
The U.S. controlled Lake Erie, and the British supply line was severed. Immediately, General Proctor withdrew from his position on the Detroit River, pulling his troops far back into Canada.
The British retreated eastward along the Thames River, Tecumseh urging Proctor to stand and fight.
Tecumseh, we are very much astonished to see our father preparing to run away. The Americans have not yet defeated us by land. We wish to remain here and fight our enemy. We are determined to defend our lands. We wish to leave our bones upon them.
Finally, at a place called Moraviantown, Harrison's advance guard of mounted Kentuckians came up with Proctor's retreating force.
Proctor prepared to make a stand in a swampy, wooded ground along the River Thames. He established two thin lines of defense. Harrison's Kentucky horsemen cut right through them.
Shadrach Byfield. After exchanging a few shots, our men gave way. I was retreating when one of our sergeants exclaimed, "For God's sake, help me! Stand and fight!" I stood by him and fired one shot, but the line was broken and the men were retreating.
Proctor was riding away from the battle. Tecumseh will not give ground. He's not going to retreat anymore. And already years had passed where he had rebuilt his army. Tecumseh and his warriors are really kind of left to fight by themselves. He's going to stay and fight, even if it cost him his life, and it does. He's wounded in the chest. Mortally, he dies in the pitch of the battle.
Those Kentucky men who rode him down and killed him, they were desperate to see the end of him and everything he stood for. The death of that one iconic leader took one of America's really dangerous enemies out of the war. After that, the Native Americans were no longer a force in this conflict.
Imagine for a minute if we had rallied with Tecumseh, if we had gotten the Native nations together, if we drew this thin red line on the border and say, that's it, enough is enough. At that time, we would have had the balance of power to change American history.
Tecumseh's death marked the end of an era. Never again would Indian nations help decide who had power in North America. Soon, 62 Native chiefs signed an armistice, with William Henry Harrison himself.
Immediately